What's going on, guys? Chandler's Legacy Farm here. Today we're going to be talking about, before I get into this video, I want to thank all my new subscribers. I want to thank all my new subscribers because without you guys, I don't have the will and the want to do this as much. So every time I get new subscribers, it's exciting. Every time I receive a good comment, on one of my videos, it's exciting. So I just want to thank all the new subscribers. I've got quite a few recently. And the channel's growing. Like every day I get one or two, I mean, it's not like I'm growing by leaps and bounds, but we are growing. So that is awesome. And I do appreciate it. I do appreciate all the likes, the comments, all that stuff, right? As long as they're positives. There's a few negatives out there every once in a while, but you're going to have that, right? This is social media. So anyway, no further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. This is my 4 knives that are my favorite companion knives, okay? These are the 4 knives that I gravitate to every day. These are the ones, one of these 4 will be picked every day if I'm just outside, messing around. You know what I'm saying? If I'm actually going to build fence, I have another set of tools that I do that with, right? Another knife and multi-tool, stuff like that. And then there's just different scenarios, but these are the ones that, like, if I'm going to go outside just to do the normal feeding all of my livestock, horses, cows, my goats, my dogs, my chickens, I'm just going outside for the day, for 30 minutes to an hour to hurry up and get all the feeding done. And this is what I don't leave the house without in order to do that project, just because you never know what you're going to need, right? And sometimes you get into things that take longer, and sometimes you get into things where you need a knife, right? So that's just the way it is whenever you live on a farm. You're always needing a knife. So these are my companion knives. These are the 4 that I gravitate to all the time. I have a drawer in my kitchen, and these 4 knives stay in that drawer, and I lash one of these onto my side every time I go outside. So sometimes I'll use the same one for a week. Sometimes I'll use a different one every day, But these are the 4, my top 4 that I use. We'll start right here on the right. This is the Buck 119, 420 HC, just a regular old Buck 119 knife. This one is actually the one that I purchased at a pawn shop. That is where I purchased this. I purchased this thing, I think it's like $45. I don't remember. You can watch the video and I'll tell you how much I paid for it, but I don't remember how much it was. But either way, this was a used knife, and it's got some scratches and some dings on it, and I use it. I did put I think I put a 21 degree edge on it, so that way I thickened it up just a little bit just to strengthen that hollow grind, because these 420 HC Buck 119s have all got a hollow grind. Well, that's great for slicing this, but a hollow grind is not super known for strength. So whenever I did kind of reprofile this knife, because when I got it, it was pretty much dull as a butter knife, right? So whenever I got it, I did reprofile it to, I think, about a 21 degree edge is I think what I put on this thing. And it's a mirror polished edge, but it works because I made it just a little thicker, a little heavier duty. I did grind the back of the spine down just a little bit, so it will scratch fat wood and strike fire steels, all that good stuff. Just so that way, in case I ever need to, and I have this knife and I have my fire steel with me, I can make it happen. I always carry a Bic lighter on the farm anyway, right? I mean, everybody carries a lighter. I mean, you should be carrying a lighter, a flashlight, a knife. There's these things that you just grab every day. So this is one of them. Nice leather sheath. This is kind of a little bit of an older model. I can't remember the model, what year this one was done. But anyway, Buck 119. This is just a companion knife. So when I think of companion knives, I think of anything 4 to 6 inches is right in my wheelhouse for what I would call a companion knife, okay? Now, this one just recently got added to the mix. Will this one stay in this top 4? Probably so, because this is the only one that I have that is in MagnaCut. This is the brand new Gerber. I'm sure you may have saw the video, a few videos on this that I put out a few weeks ago. But I've been using this thing. I did sharpen the back of the spine because it was not sharp enough to strike fire steel. You guys can kind of see that right there. It's kind of shiny portion right there on the back where I did sharpen it. Rubber over molded handle, MagnaCut blade. My first knife in MagnaCut, so needless to say, it is going to stay in this rotation for quite some time. And I'm probably going to end up carrying it more camping and stuff like that also, just so that way I can get more familiar with this MagnaCut blade. So, great sheath. That's another thing. Sheaths. A lot of knife makers overlook sheaths. And if a sheath is not done the way you like one, you're not going to wear the damn thing. I don't care how much you pay for the knife. If it's got a shitty sheath, it's going to suck. I'm just saying. And I like, and this sheath is just fine. It works. I don't mind a buck sheath, but I like one, excuse me, that hangs down pretty low, like this one does. I really prefer a lower hanging knife on my hip. But let's see. What's the Gerber have? I should know this. I'm sure you guys are going to rip me in the comments because I don't know this. What's the blade length on this thing anyway? It's like 4 3/4 inch blade. So that's right in that wheelhouse of 4 to 6 inches, right? Everybody knows the Buck 119 6-inch blade, right? So 2 American-made knives on top of that, and then we get into my Lionsteel. This is the T5 Lionsteel. This one, I did write down some notes here because I can't remember everything that I want to blab about. This one is in the Nylock steel, which is a tool steel, which is similar to D2 and Sleipner steel. It's a stronger steel, and it has a tighter grain pattern in it than most of your tool steels. So therefore, it is a little more rust resistant than what your typical tool steels would be, like your standard D2. Okay? This thing's kind of dirty. I like them to stay shiny, especially this one. So this is the Lionsteel T5. It will strike a fire steel right off that little section right there by my finger. It does have the canoed style grip in the micarta handle scale. 3/4 encapsulated in micarta. Nice, perfect size handle for me. Drop point blade, a little bit of a swedging going on top there. It is a kind of a saber grind. So you got a hollow grind, a saber grind, and another high saber grind right here. So I like saber for the strength. I like a flat grind for slicing this, and I like a saber for strength. And then you have your hollow grind, which is more slicey, but for some reason I can't let go of a buck. It's just me. So we went stainless steel, MagnaCut, tool steel. Now we get into a carbon steel blade. Now, this knife has received some mixed reviews on YouTube, and some people like this knife, some people does not like the knife. This is the Cabela's Bushcraft belt knife, okay? This one is in high carbon 5160 steel. 5160 steel. It is a Kirkery design, canvas micarta handle scales. Whenever I did my video on this blade, I talked about how it kind of lays between an Ontario rat model and a Essie, as far as what I can tell quality goes. I think it's a little better quality than a rat, and I think it's not quite there with Essie. This thing's about $100 at Cabela's. I did sharpen the spine just a little bit so it will scratch fat wood, strike fire steels. It does not have a lanyard hole. That's one knock on it. I love the Kirkery design. If I know I'm going to be really beating on shit when I walk out the door, this is what I grab, okay? And then if I don't know what I'm going to be getting into, I normally will kind of go with the MagnaCut or the tool steel, the Lionsteel. I'll normally go one of those if I really don't know what I'm getting into. And if I think I'm going to need some real slicing power, I'll usually end up going with the Buck just because of the hollow grind, a little more slicey. But if I think that there's a chance that I might have to do something rough, then I'll go ahead and grab this blade right here. And like I said, this blade has gotten mixed reviews. I know Aaron from Gideon's Tactical did not much care for this blade. He liked the larger one that was like the chopper style. But in my opinion, it is a lot like your Kershaw Camp 10. And I love my Kershaw Camp 10. I actually own 2 of them. I have one that I've never used, and I have another one that I've used the shit out of, and I love it. So I just love that Kirkery design. I love the Camp 10s. And as much as I love those, I wasn't even that interested in the other one, the other larger one that Cabela's makes. So I just went with the belt knife because I have the Camp 10, right? So, but this thing has been great. Sure, it's not super slicey, but it's durable. It's tough. It's held up to everything I've thrown at it. You can see I've got a lot of the coating is kind of worn down on it from using it. And just chopping branches, chopping shit out of the fence rows here and there, just kind of using it as a light chopper. It does have this swell at the end, so you can just kind of hold it like this, and you can do some chopping with it. It's not bad. I like the sheath also. This sheath, it's right-handed only. I carry it on my left side, but I can pop it right out of the sheath whenever I need it with my left hand. It's a taco style sheath. I like taco style sheaths better than I do pancake style sheaths because most of the time I carry a knife on my belt, so therefore it doesn't take up as much real estate on my side as what most of your pancake style sheaths do. The clip works on this thing. I haven't had any issues. It does ride a little higher, but it also sets out, so it's very comfortable to wear. It's very, and the one gripe that I have about any of these knives is this one is a little uncomfortable because your belt sits right through there where my finger is. And then you have this kind of poking you in the old love handle just a little bit. But the more I've worn it, the more this is worn down, and it doesn't bother me as bad as it did when I first started wearing it. But the Lionsteel, let's see. This one will run you, I think, $150 maybe. I can't even remember. I know it's between 100 and 200. That is a wide range right there, guys. But it's, what was this thing? 150, right around it maybe. I cannot remember, guys. But this is this one, and then this one was 160. You can pick up these all day long for $75. The Cabela's one, like I said, is around $100, I believe. Let's see. I cannot put this one in the Amazon affiliate links down below in the description box because it's a Cabela's knife. So, but these 3 will be in the Amazon affiliate links in the description box down below. But these are all knives, like I said, that are what I consider a companion knife. These are the knives that I gravitate to every day whenever I go outside and mess around, and a lot of these even gets taken on fishing trips, and a lot of these even gets taken on camping, whenever I'm camping. So these are kind of my 4 go-to knives. Let's see, for whenever I really think I might actually have to really use a knife, I'm going to continue on with this series. I'm going to do my top 4 Bushcraft knives. I am also going to do my top 4 EDC fixed blade knives, belt knives, and I will probably mess around and get into my top 4 pocket fixed blades and my top 4 neck knives. I'm going to try to just continue on with this top 4 blade deal I got going on here. My first video that I posted that I put up last week, it was it was my survival knife video on the top 4 and my favorite one, and that video seemed to resonate pretty well with you guys. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of go with this top 4 theme. Now, like I said, I never know really what I'm going to get into. Whenever I did the survival knife video, I picked one, just one. If I had to walk out the door with just one, with just one, man, that's a hard decision. I don't know. I really don't know. I really think at this time, because I haven't used this on enough yet to know, but it's going to be between these two. It's going to be between these two, for sure. For the one that I would pick if I had to keep just one. And at this moment, I can't tell you exactly which one I would stay with. I really can't. Well, I had to modify this knife because it would not strike a fire steel. That's a big thing for me. It needs to be able to scratch fat wood, strike fire steels. That's just a big thing for me. One of my pet peeves, one of my personal preferences. Now, everyone's preferences are totally different, and you know, some people might not ever care if their knife will do that task. You know, striking fire steels or scratching fat wood. But for me, it's super important. I did have to modify this knife, so I'm going to go with this one. I had to modify this knife. I had to modify this knife. I had to modify all three of these to make them do what I really like what I really like out of a knife. And just because this came with that sharpened spine and that section right there, that little section, and I mean it's just sharp. It is sharp too. And the bottom of the pommel sharp also. Right down here, you can actually strike fire steel off that also. But I think if I had to just pick one, it's going to be the Lionsteel T5. Out of all four of these, and like I said, I love all four of these knives. I carry them all religiously. One of these four gets thrown on my hip almost every day when I go outside to feed all my animals and my livestock. You know, if I'm actually going outside to work, build fence, stuff like that, there's other knives that I carry for that. We may get into that too. But I'm also going to do my top 4 choppers, probably my top 4 machetes. I'm just going to go with this top 4 deal, all right? But this is my top 4 companion knives, the knives that I just resonate with the most, and the ones I go to. So this will be my pick right here. That is my pick right there. The Lionsteel T5 would be my pick. I know you can. I'm almost sure. I'm almost sure you can also get a Kydex sheath for this, and you know, that may be the route someone may want to go to if you don't like leather. I love this leather sheath. I just don't like how that right there is made right there. But it is what it is. It's getting more comfortable. The more I wear it, the more it's kind of rolling that down and making it more comfortable. Leather will break into your body and your uses. You know what I'm saying? So, and all right. Okay, plastic sheath, leather sheaths, Kydex sheath. I think I went over everything. We got rubber, micarta, bowling ball. I can't remember what the hell they make these handles out of, but I think it's the same consistency of a bowling ball. That's what I know. But I don't know, guys. These are my 4. Hope you liked the video. Once again, thank you to all the new subscribers. Hopefully the channel will continue to grow. This is Chandler's Legacy Farm. If you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe as usual. And we're out of here. We'll be back with another video. Oh, wait a minute. One more second. I have a new Leatherman that I will be making a video on very soon. A brand new Leatherman to the channel. It's a Leatherman that's been around a while. There's a bunch of videos on it, but I finally got my hands on one. You may have already saw a short on it. A video for that will be coming up soon also. So stay tuned. Lots of things happening. We're out of here. It's Chandler's Legacy Farm. We will, come on, remote. We will see ya.